Okay.
It's on the same. Is it on the same link?
I think so. You should be able to refresh it.
Or maybe it'll do the notification.
Yeah, it should come up in just a second.
I think it's up.
You should be able to see the outside.
So I can hear you talking to me.
Right. So basically, this is my friend's design inside, and he didn't know about gear ratios yet, and I think he redundantly used some power generation, which drains the gas a little prematurely. And also I wonder, he has the hot exhaust running with the cold exhaust out here. So I don't know if they will have problems picking each other up. That might be an issue. I don't know how detailed the simulator is. So I gotta rebuild it so that it uses one gearbox for high, another gearbox for low, maybe even a third gear. And then I'm gonna,
Is it using combustion?
This is diesel, yeah. So there's an engine right here. And then that outputs to, these are electrical generators.
Approximately 47 million feet.
So those generate power to the batteries. And these are the fuel tanks, and they're routed through the fuel system and a refuel system on the outside. And then the batteries are mounted inside the decks, and they power the different consoles and dials. And you actually have to set up the wiring so that you connect the displays to the correct areas and the controls. And then you also have to program those things so that they do the right action, like spin the right direction and stuff.
What is it using as a reference for the
I'm not exactly sure. It's a little wonky. Like I added this gangplank for unloading and loading from this side, and I streamlined the underneath here so that water only a little bit of water touches the necessary frame, and I kept a larger deck. That way you can carry more. And I added a bigger keel so that it doesn't tip over. And he had 3 rudders. I moved it to 2 because I think that's all that's necessary. He has 3 motors, but I think that's off a little bit. And then I added this back deck here so that you can board without killing yourself on these rotors, as we've done a couple times. And this is going to be a tow anchor, but I haven't figured out how to program that yet. Well, you have to program. It's not quite right. The way it has to be a separate piece that's detached from your ship, and I'm not sure how to do that yet. And then these are exhaust, of course, which are routed through here and go into the system coming off the engine. So I was kind of looking at his design. The other thing is he's using these 6 fuel pods, and they're coming off all these different ones, but I think using some of the equipment here, you can actually build your own fuel tank.
So how does it wire?
So let's go to electronics up here under logic, and it has logic, which is data. See, these are all data nodes. So this sends a throttle input from -1 to 1. And then you go over here and you program it what to do with 1 or -1. Some things are automatic, like when the rudder receives a -1, it turns left. When it receives a +1, it turns right. And that logic, if I click on it, you can see is connected to the throttle control right here. To the steering wheel control. Then you have the electrical right here. And this is the wiring for how the batteries and the charge unit. So these generators are going to the batteries, different batteries throughout the ship. And then these batteries individually power the consoles, the controls, the rudders, the gearboxes. Yeah. And then you can click on it and it kind of highlights where everything is connected when you click it. And also blinks ones that are interconnected. So then you can add video, you can add audio, you can add rope, which is also the same as cabling, and you can program all that. So some people have made submarines, some people have made torpedoes, some people have made hovercraft, but it gets really complex. I mean, I think I'm 6 hours in and I'm barely scratching the surface right now. So let's build this. You can save it and load new ones from the Steam Workshop and stuff. But it costs $12,500, which means I only have about $2,500 left. So I have to lower the hose down like that, and then I'll grab it. So you have to be careful because some things are heavier than you. Like this is heavier than me, and it would drown me if I held on to it in the water. So so I just attached it to the fuel, and I don't know if you can see, but it's dropping fuel into my system, and then these gauges are filling up like so.
My name is Scott Harris.
So the fuel's full, so I can detach this, and I just drop it off here. And then I'm going to go ahead and turn on my running lights and turn on my deck lights. Might as well. And you get to program all that. Like I programmed running lights under here because I wanted to be able to see the fish and the rocks that are nearby when I'm underneath. I mean, you know, when I'm up near the end, right? Yep. So this is kind of my storage area. I can put boxes in here, and I can put people in here for rescue missions. So then you go over, you have to set the throttle like an airplane. Set the throttle, set the clutch, and then fire the starter. And once it's caught, you can increase the throttle gradually and adjust the clutch to match. Then we set up an RPM counter so we can measure the torque that's going on right now. The RPM, I mean. I'm going to add a torque counter because I want to know the torque. And then you're off. And then here's third person. You can zoom in and out. I haven't painted it or anything. And then you can see the water dynamics, how much of the boat's actually touching the water. That's how I decided the shape, because I felt this was a pretty efficient design for that sake. And you can turn off the lights. And you set day night as you want, but it can get really dark. And the waves can get huge. So I'm going to go on and this is how big the map is, and this is how small I am. So I'm going to set a mission, try to go save someone, and now it's on my heads up. So the first thing I have to do is go get the turbine. If you go too fast, then you drain the fuel too soon, and you won't have enough fuel to complete the missions. And then I was hoping for a storm, then I could show you the big wave, but I'm not getting any storm.
How'd you find this?
My friend was playing it, and I was like, well, that seems... See the fish? Did you see that? With the light?
Yeah.
My friend was playing it, and I was like, well, that looks interesting. Tell me about it. And when we started looking at it, it's pretty cool.
How did they find it?
I don't know. Anyway, it's unpainted. This is all glass, so people are sheltered in here at least. And I've tried to build it so it's stable. I mean, I can turn it pretty hard, and it's fine, even with cargo. Oh, that was a bit much. Oh, I had all that glass on the tops heavy. So what I probably will do is make one storage room and one area for people, because this is just too heavy. It's slowing me down too much, costs too much gas, and as a starter ship, that's really expensive. And the cool thing is you can actually just keep walking around while because it's a boat, and you can actually influence it. Like one time we were stuck, so two of us got on one edge and started pushing and jumping on it, and it helped move it because we're in the water, and we're able to get it unstuck and then drive off. So the physics are cool. If I fall out of my boat, I will lose my boat. It will just go and go until it crashes or goes on, and I basically fail the campaign mode and have to start over. That's pretty cool though. It's still early access for like the last 2 years, but whatever, it's quite a bit of a game. I don't know, just browsing once in a while. Just a little browsing here and there. Yeah, I think I was just going to go to this island and then probably quit and go back to my editor because I wasn't done. I'm going to rebuild the whole engine system. I don't know. I haven't researched any of that. I just wanted something that was mentally challenging while still easy to play without much, nothing matters on it. Yeah. I wonder if it'd be good to have that keel go down a little bit further in the front. Like right where the second cut is. Maybe just have it go down all the way. I think it would make it more stable without adding too much weight or resistance. So I'll probably do that. I'll enhance that keel. It's pretty quick though. It goes about a meter a minute. And it's fairly fuel efficient now. But I want it better. I want it awesome,
How big is the obstacle?
The obstacle? What do you mean?
Or the object?
What object?
Your object.
Oh, I don't know. It's pretty small by comparison. It's in real world size. This would be, I don't know, a small, like a skiff.
Wow.
I mean, it's pretty accurate as far as distance and things like that. It does some fakeness, like you can jump without taking a lot of damage. Also, in multiplayer mode, you can turn off sharks. So I turned off sharks because I didn't feel like dealing with getting eaten. You could add more money, but I left it at the default. Oh, I better get in. I could crash this. I was hoping for some big waves. That's when it's really fun.
Like a big wave coming on and
Yep.
let's go.
Yep.
Sorry, bro.
Yeah, it is. Maybe I will crash it. Because I don't feel like driving all the way back. Well, I guess I could do this mission and then drive all the way back. I think I have enough fuel for both. Maybe. I have it maxed out. I wasn't conserving fuel. I'm just going maximum speed.
To get to the objective.
Yeah. Our original design would cross 10 meters in 1 second. 1/1000, 2/1000. So this is about 20-30% faster. It crosses about 12 meters. 12 or about 12 meters instead of only 10 per second. Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. And that's just from changing the hull. Like otherwise, everything's the same as his original boat. I just changed the hull design to make it more water dynamic.
Interesting.
So that's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Next, I'm going to go in and change his engine setup. So you can build all this from scratch yourself, but it is super complex to learn. So when I was playing multiplayer with him, you can play it with 32 people actually. I was playing multiplayer with him and I downloaded his ship and I started modifying it. He has completely changed it. He switched his to look more like a Coast Guard ship.
Interesting.
And I'm trying to do mine more like a Coast Guard rescue, you know. Although they are pretty efficient. Once you try building it yourself, you go, oh, so that's why they do it that way. There are certain things that you need. It's not as obvious. I'm definitely gonna get rid of all that glass on top. That is way too heavy. Oh look, I accidentally added a block there. That's funny. Now if I run into this, I will ruin my ship.
Do you have things to let water pour from the side?
You can, yeah. Right, because it's up here, it's not necessary because it's so little. But there's a hatch up front. I don't know if you can see that. And that keeps the interior closed. Because otherwise water will come in. I was playing with my friend and he went too close to a dock and we scraped our hull. And then I was like, oh my god, there's damage. So I checked it out and everything looked fine. And then it starts smoking through the stack. And he's like, go below, check it out. So I went below to check it out. And he's like, what's going on? I'm like, there's a huge fire. The engine's on fire. The fucking engine is on fire, burning down right now. And I was like, oh my god. He goes, what? The fire went out, right? Because he saw the smoke stop. And I said, oh my god. He's like, what? And I'm like, the engine bay is flooding with water. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, that's why the fire went out. The engine bay is flooded. And he's like, well, get up here and lock the deck. So I did. And I locked the deck, but the damage for the hull had increased all the way out to the cabin. So it continued to flood. And we're like, oh shit. And we had a human inside our cabin that we rescued. And there's nothing we could do. So we just sat on the ship till it sank to the bottom of the ocean and slowly filled with water. And then we swam out and we're like, okay, well, sorry, lady. That was pretty funny. That was a good, it's a good idea. So I just grabbed these guys and they're gonna follow me on. See how the plank works? Pretty useful, although these guys are idiots. They will drown themselves too. So you can pick them up and move them.
AI?
The AI is a little weak.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna pick them up and drop them in this seat. Let's see, E. Pick this guy up, drop him in this seat. You want it balanced. You can't, if you put them all on one side, you'll lean. I don't have any cold protection, so they're actually cold. But we're okay. Actually, their health's going down. So let's put it in reverse. Let's turn on the reverse mode. Put up the gas. Clutch is fine. Turn it on. Get some running lights. And you should. Yep, engine started. Okay, good. Got to back out of here. Nice and slow, right? No reason to damage my one and only boat. And then I'm supposed to deliver it to the lighthouse. Yeah, I got to get that glass off the top. That was way too heavy. Okay. Restart the engines in forward mode because our system's not that sophisticated. Let's get going. You see how dark it gets, right?
Pretty dark. Good lights.
That's why I put, yeah. Although I think I need to add a searchlight to it. It'll allow me to see farther. These don't let you see that far. But it does let you see your stuff, which is important when you're trying to dock or something, you know? Trying to dock in the dark, pretty difficult. I'm doing good on fuel. You can actually still control it from here, which is kind of cool. And if it's multiplayer, other people can do the controls with you. So on the bigger ships, you might actually need more people because you'll have more operations to run. I thought that was pretty badass, huh?
That also means you're limited to the size of players too.
Exactly. Unless, here's the other thing, they have microchips that you can build and design yourself. To automate. But you have to program the logic and set up the functions and everything. It's pretty brilliant on that end, right?
As hard as it seems, I learned from watching the rocket thruster building.
Yeah.
The old school method of it is simply having a receiver and a master and a slave basically, and the master just tells the object to like +1 ±0. Like
yeah, that's what this is doing. Yep.
Really not complicated.
It isn't. Well, I mean, when you first look at it, it seems so sophisticated. It's like alien technology.
Right.
But when you break it down, they've just extrapolated on and off.
Right. Exactly.
So on and off is as many variables in on and off as you can do, which so far is unlimited.
Right.
Because everything's a yes or no branch question, and as long as you can work out the yes or no logic of that math or that mechanic or that logic or that computer system, everything's possible.
Yeah.
But if you can't get a yes or no out of it, then you haven't thought it detailed enough.
The strict logic of it.
Right. You're not breaking down the actual function. You're still looking at it from a end point of view, but you need to look at it from the basis of creation.
It's cool.
Yeah, that's why I like this a little bit. I don't really want to waste time putting a lot of energy into things that are not really going to develop me anything. But to be honest, this is really exciting how detailed it is.
Well, I always believe that that's why I want to get the home building thing. Is that it's a new skill that applies to many things.
Right. And I don't need this skill, but it's relaxing to use my mental abilities in something that is not, like usually it's regarding work and important to my business and my livelihood. This is not. It's using my mental abilities, and the decisions I make are free. They're full sandbox. There's no risk, so I can fully explore my own creativity in it.
That's what I like about RPG Maker.
Yeah, that's true too. That was a good program. I bought it. I haven't really used it, but I bought it because one day.
Because even though it's 2D, just like with Max Payne, there's a lot you can do. We're just building it from the ground up.
Yeah, and it's exciting to see. It's exciting to see those things come to fruition.
Yeah.
Because while it's all fake, technically the action is tangible.
this scenario?
Well, even in your Max Payne modding, you get to see the results of your actions.
Oh, yeah, I mean, yeah.
It's not on paper. It's actually, you get to see a model of what you created in action.
Yeah.
And that makes it more interesting because if you wanted to, that's realistic.
Yeah.
That's real. I'm gonna approach it from this way because I need to get these guys up the ladder. And one time I did it wrong and I drowned them. So I'm not gonna take any chances after all this.
You turned too hard and drowned them, or what?
I took them in the water with me, and apparently if they're not swimming on their own, then they don't breathe or something. So come on. I shut off the engine just a little bit early. Come on. Drift. It's getting there, huh? There we go. So now... Oh. Well, hopefully he's not dead. Maybe that one glitched. We never were sure why it did that. Will they climb ladders?
That better.
No. Nope.
No.
They don't know how to climb ladders. Oh! I don't know how to climb down. I usually just jump into the water.
Is he still with you?
Yeah, I put him on my shoulder. You can fireman carry in this because it's a rescue game. No, you stay here. You're where you're supposed to be, fool. And then this one.
Oh.
What?
Like you're about to fall off.
Yeah. There's your human physics are kind of, you're fake. But that's okay because that's not the important part. The important part are the vehicles.
I'm looking at a delay. It's right now saying, no, you stay here, you fool.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize what the delay would be.
So when you're doing the ladder thing.
Yep. I figured since I'm describing it to you, I might as well put in here as well because in case anyone wants to watch it and it'll explain it. All right, that's it. Mission accomplished. Let's go home. Then I'll mod this a little bit more.
How much did you get?
Oh, I forgot to look. I don't know, like 6,000. Huh?
7,300.
Oh, I did? Okay. You can buy islands. You have to be careful because you can run out of fuel completely.
What do you do? Get the call for help?
You have to buy fuel before that happens.
I mean, if you run out.
That's it. Game over. Unless you have another player who can bring you fuel. I'm good on fuel. 3 miles. Huh?
Can you build another ship?
So what you do is you go buy crude oil. So like here, you'll see in a second, there's a place on the map that sells crude oil. And I can buy that and refine it back at the shop. Also, you can go to islands that are for sale, and they often have resources you can use or buy. But that doesn't do you much good if you don't have any money or any fuel to get there. Right? So that's been the problem one time. We didn't have enough money to buy the fuel we needed. And another time, didn't have enough fuel to get to the place that could refuel us. because we didn't plan it properly and overused the engines. And one time we were almost lost, so we came in at 50% power because it uses less fuel when you do that, right?
Yeah.
So if you want it to be economic, you would always do all the missions at the slowest speed. Oh yeah, the glass has got to go. Look how heavy that is. It's just going everywhere in these waves. That's making it dangerous. I'm having to try to save it each time because it wants to tip over. Oh well. I thought it looked cool. You know?
Yeah.
But apparently it's just super heavy.
Uh-oh.
So I'll revise all that too.
Just make it in the front and the back, but just not on the back.
Right. Also, left and right is too hard as well.
It needs to be centered.
Centered, exactly. That's what I was saying. Left and right. Well, it was kind of based on his original design, and I just made some adjustments to that. I mostly focused on the hull, you know.
But you put it on the front.
His original hull was pretty square, and he had all the passengers up front, which is, you know, makes sense in a dinghy situation. But I thought this would look cool and be more balanced, and I could carry cargo. So what I'm gonna have to do is, I have to change the direction of the ship according to the waves so that it doesn't tip over, yet I stay on course. Because you don't want to get sideways like that. Sideways will knock you over fast. You need to be running at an angle or behind the waves. But this glass has proven to be a problem for that situation. It's constantly making me fight against the waves.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Maybe I'll increase speed to get home sooner so I don't have to deal with... I'll also decrease the effect of the waves. How's my gas? Ooh. I don't have enough fuel to increase speed.
You'll be fine.
I just have to manage this.
So they do the waters by squares, huh?
Yeah, it's a voxel style game. Everything is based off of the vectors. Its art style isn't very high class or anything, but with creativity, people have made SR-71 Blackbirds and hovercraft and things like that, you know, submarines. So people get really detailed with it. It has a sandbox mode with unlimited build and everything unlocked. But in career mode, you start off with the minimum and only $15,000.
Oh, Rose is calling.
Okay.
Bye.
Later.
Bye.
Hey. Yeah?
Hey.
What happened?
I just tell her I was talking to her. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Cool. Almost back home. And then I'll go make those modifications. I'll show you some of the other ones as well, but we won't open them all the way.
So how are we going to do this Jedi business? Should we just buy the game on Steam?
I mean, how does that work? I didn't understand. I thought you were just talking about theoretical building.
Well, the idea is, I've always wanted to do this for myself, and that's why... oh, did you have the video?
What video?
No, that's weird. The idea was to, originally for myself, as I did with Dark Forces, I just had like a little bot I was just kind of role-playing in. But I would love to add, because on the Battlefront 2, it'd be cool. It's cool. I'm surprised with Master and Apprentice together, you know?
Oops.
And so then I was like, oh, well then you just do co-op.
Oh shit!
Online.
I was listening to you. I wasn't watching.
Uh-oh.
Oh, well, that's the end of my career.
What happened?
You'll see in a second if you're watching the stream. My guy's drowning. Oh, I almost drowned. Well, I wasn't paying attention. I ran into that dock. Did you see that?
I haven't got there yet.
Yeah.
Oh, there he goes.
Well, that's it. New
Oh,
game,
wow.
Roundhead.
It's kind of weird how it turns upside down.
Well, I ran over the dock and it flipped me over. So I didn't. I wonder what autosave did. What did Oh. Autosaves when I spawn the ship.
Well, that's fine. At least you still have your ship.
Well, I just have to restart the game anyway, so it didn't really change anything. It's like I started from the beginning again. Damn it!
Oh, did you just start campaign?
Well, yeah, but I didn't really care about that. I was just showing you the build and everything.
Oh, I see.
This is what I wanted to get back to do, but it would have been cool to make some actual progress in there. Whatever.
You just do it faster now.
Well, that part is just based on how slow it is, but I'm gonna fix these things. Anyway, continue.
So the idea was then just to do a co-op. But they always had problems with having the AI in there, and so their cheap way of doing it is adding NPC spawns.
Yeah.
And then populating and then role-playing like that, but I think it would be cooler if there was a way to do the Outcast levels, because those are better than the Academy ones, and then just do that role-playing, and then have different models, commands to switch models based off of progression. I don't know, just fucking texture-based things. I don't want to do any modeling and shit. I just want fun that I don't have to stress about. But I find that most of the games are boring nowadays, so I just end up making my own.
Yeah. I was making a penguin launcher game the other day. They didn't get very far. It was actually harder than I imagined, but kind of fun. You slide a penguin down a hill.
Like Mario.
Yeah, actually I can show it to you. I'm gonna go to developer mode, which I believe, yeah, shows us picture-in-picture. And I'll fire it up real quick. It doesn't really work very well. I wanted it like kitty cannon, but it's harder. I have to make a level builder and all that stuff to make it work right. But there's my little penguin. You'll see in a second.
Do you get your money back for deconstructing the boat?
Yes, as long as it's not damaged. I have some water you're supposed to slide into, but I didn't really go that far. You can also run, and it'll get you a little bit farther. But you should be able to see it in a second.
Yeah, it's opening up fusion right now.
Yeah. Might return to that a little bit later. So I like the concept. It's neat, right?
You should model it after the Naomi Winters 1998.
I don't know what that is.
The Japanese Tokyo Winter Olympics.
I was, yeah, that'd be funny. Yeah, I have to get the penguin physics right. So what I was thinking is adding a ramp to it, and that way what you do is you try to get air, or you can get air, and basically when you land, you try to land on your belly, and if you land on your belly properly, then you will be able to keep sliding. But if you mess it up, then you're basically going to end up face planting.
So then do it this way: have snowballs that are the jumps that give you an extra bounce, and they can even be hidden as you're going down the hill.
Yeah, I could add those things in there too. That'd be fun.
And then when you hit it, you can use the keyboard or mouse to level out your penguin. He'll only slide a certain amount of distance depending on how level he is, and that'll get you to the next plateau, which then will slide down even more. So it's like you start at the top of the mountain and go all the way to the base.
Exactly. That'd be... Well, I was going to have you go into the water.
Yeah, base water, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But then that way you can get to the water from the very top, depending on how well you jumped on all the other ones.
Right. But do you remember Kitty Cannon?
Yeah.
Kitty Cannon had some unique options where you could, basically you could hit the right things and get your stuff to go much farther. So that's what I'm going to do. I want to put that stuff in there. Oh, this is really close to the... I guess I can't have exposed parts like that, because then water would get down here.
Oh, yeah.
Well, until I rebuild the whole engine, I guess I'll have to settle for this extra height. My friend just messaged me. He's like, I just created the perfect boat. So he's been playing it, obviously. It'll be interesting. He likes setting up the interior portion.
The inside?
Yeah. I prefer setting up the outside portion. Ah, these vents. Yep. No, the logistics of the outside, like what makes it, it has to be able to swim properly. It has to have good motions and everything. And I like setting that part up, the motion. Like I said, it's the same design and it goes 20% faster because I changed the hull. Just changing the shape made it more efficient.
Why are you rotating the chairs?
Well, I'm trying to get them in the place I want, but if they're not, they won't. The only way I could do it is I'm not going to get everything I want out of this one. I'll have to rebuild his whole engine to get everything I want. But I don't feel like doing all that right now. I'm not going to rebuild everything right now. So my buddy wants to show me his, so I'll probably let him. I'll do that. No, you can stay on. I'm just telling him to let me know when he's ready to. He wants to show off his new boat. So I need a way to carry those boxes, because carrying boxes is one of the most common jobs on this in this game. And that big center was causing a problem. But if I have a whole, there's no big doors. There's probably better ways to do this. I guess they figure you're not going very fast if you're carrying cargo, right? So I'm trying to get the best of both worlds, which might end up costing me in the long run, but so what I'm going to do is try to make this center portion a storage area. And instead of coming on here, instead of So I'm gonna go check out his Discord stream real quick, and I'll put us on full view, and let's go check it out. Let's see, Discord. And then let's go to there. Okay. Hey, I gotta turn you up. You're very quiet in here.
You're super loud.
I'm trying out my other headset, and it's
you're like peeking out. It's crazy.
Really. Hey Sean, on my Twitch, is my volume too loud on my mic?
You sound fine on this one. You sound the same.
Huh? Maybe it's just this.
Damage.
How about that? Is that any better now, Reigns?
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm gonna turn it down to 70%.
What do you think? $50,000 starting off?
Should be plenty. What? I thought you're streaming. Are you streaming yet?
No, sorry.
Okay.
Build something and then I'll stream it.
Okay. All right. He's still working on his. Just a second. He's just getting some
I
things.
just populated a server. Password's your name. Well, you know, the same thing as last time.
Let's see. Oh, those vents are right there too. Guess it doesn't really matter. I can just break these down. That way. Let's see here. I really can't walk through that. If I get rid of those, I could probably walk through. Then I don't have as much storage capacity.
That sucks. At least there's a whole bunch of
Little details, huh?
Yeah.
Let's try that. That should give me storage capacity and the ability to walk through.
Because it's a new game, I didn't have the helm unlocked, but it's fine. Drop a chair in here.
Let's go ahead and bring this up. Are you up now?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll pop over. There we go. Let's pull up. Okay.
I'm a little disappointed. I had a helm here,
Oh?
but because this is a new game and I don't have the parts unlocked.
Why don't you just go to the sandbox and load it instead of the online?
I mean, I can just show it to you. The only thing that I lost was the helm and the stairs here.
No, okay. Oh, you painted it a little bit too.
Yeah, I went ahead and gave it a paint scheme.
Yeah,
Designed the front hole.
Yep.
I'll put some chairs on the inside.
Nice. Oh, you can carry a lot of people.
Went ahead and made that hollowed out so we can do that. Put my R on top. Inside, I went ahead and put 2 fuel storage tanks.
Your own custom fuel storage?
Now these are just it's just for fuel storage, like so, and I have it set to both sides so they even out the weight.
Right.
And then I have the one for the actual boat here in the center.
Okay. That looks pretty clean now. Looks like you spent a lot of time thinking about it this time.
Oh, dude! Ever since I got off work today, I just fucking hammer away at this.
Where can you show me the center of gravity, like from the side? Oh yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good.
It's dead center because I made sure of it. I made sure I put a little weight here to even out like the weight from here.
Yeah.
I made sure that the tanks are perfectly aligned in the center.
Go all the way to the bottom again. You're totally flat down there.
Yeah, I ran out of room.
Oh yeah, you're at the top of the box too.
Yep, I ran out of room.
That's funny. Cool, man. That looks pretty nice. How do you like your view up there too?
It's perfect. I can see everything.
I like your angled windows. That's cool.
That's for the passengers, man, so they can enjoy the view when we're around.
What are those blue pipes? What are the pipes going up to the cabin for? On the left?
Oh, these are air.
Oh, okay. Looks good.
You got so this is for the crude oil or whatever we want to transport.
Nice.
It's on both sides, so we don't have to worry about.
Why do you have 3 hookups there?
Just in case, like if it's easier to if we're bringing in from the top and then it can land in the center.
Oh, I see.
And we can put it on the side, whatever. It's just to make sure that no matter what, we have a connection.
Oh yeah, nice.
And then I have the green line here showing for the refueling of the ship. So this one's for refueling, and then also down below the water.
Oh, okay. That way they don't get mixed up.
Yep.
Because that would be bad. A little crude oil into the diesel.
Yeah, so I realized that when you put the crude oil inside the your diesel tank, you know how you said it would convert it over to fuel?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that doesn't happen. It just mixes your diesel with it.
On the main tank?
Yeah, and so like it really affects your engine when you fill up.
How do you convert crude to...
Fuck if I know. I have no idea.
Because that guy, he went and bought crude, stored it on his ship in a tank. I don't know. And then he went over, put it into the main fill up, and that's as far as I watched it. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I did it, and it really affected my engines.
Nice. Great. So we still haven't figured out how to refuel or convert yet. Nice. Alright, well, I'm working on a revised version, almost ready. I'm actually going to redo the entire interior now. Like, rewire and reset up the console. But I'm pretty happy with my whole design.
Can you show it?
Yeah. I'm actually streaming on Twitch right now.
Send me the link.
Or YouTube. Or Facebook.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's an intense game. There's a lot there. Oh, my login's not there. If you're ever interested in it, bro, just let me know.
Yeah, maybe I will. I'm gonna turn on my PC in a bit. My phone's at 26%, so.
Oh, that's cool. If you want to get going, that's fine.
I think that when I watch the stream,
it's using more power.
Yeah, but I'll have a new phone soon, so But yeah, might be online. I'm gonna try to get my PC to turn on. Kept shutting off earlier, but we had like 90 degrees out there, so
Oh, okay.
it could have been because it was hot.
Okay.
Alright,
Alright, later, bro.
bye.
You there, Reigns?
Yep, I'm here. Show me what you got.
So. Can you see it?
Oh yeah, look at that.
So I just cut off the top because I had a nice storage area up here, but I used glass and it was way too heavy. So I'm rearranging that right now, but I streamlined the top here so that it centers more of a carry area, and then you have a gangplank here for loading and unloading, and then on the back, well, you have the ladders on both sides. And then on the back, you have a walk plank here that goes over the motors.
Okay.
Maybe I should be talking just in the stream so you don't get double.
I'm not getting your audio from.
Okay. So it's gonna be a little out of date. Then I don't know how to hook up that hitch rope yet. I'll have to have you show that to me.
It's a pain in the dick.
Then in here, I basically hollowed this out, and I'm going to redo the interior by changing out. I redid the fuel a little bit for balance towards the center, but I'm going to completely overhaul that. And then on the outside, this was the key part, is how much is actually touching the water. So from the front, only about half of the ship is touching the water, and the upper half is out of the water, so that doesn't count for resistance or drag. Then to keep it stable, I have this keel that comes about 50% out from the ship's main weight, and that keeps it from turning over. All in, real world theory, I guess.
Have you tested her out yet?
Oh yeah, it does really good. But there's something I just noticed that it was why I want to overhaul the interior. For one, I'd like to move the engines towards the center instead of the outside edge and lower. And two, if you click on this arrow and then you right click it, it goes to a selector mode, and then you can click on these engines and you have the gear ratios, right? But these other gear ratios will make a dramatic difference in the power applied and fuel consumption. So I was going to set up a series of gears connected to the system so that you can switch through different gears and have different power ratings. So maybe start with 1-to-1 when you're tugging along, and then change the gear ratio out for higher speeds.
What does that mean, 2-to-1?
So a gear ratio of 1-to-1 is for every engine spin, it tries to turn the crank. The problem with that is there's not a lot of power, so you have to apply more clutch or something like that, and you lose a lot of torque by having high RPM. So if you do like a 2-to-1, it changes that ratio so that you can gain more RPM and adjust the torque in the process. And so like in cars, like usually a high gear ratio, like for your final drive, might be 4-to-1 or maybe 3.5-to-1 in that range. And like your full acceleration, like maximum acceleration, would be like 1.1-to-1. And so while that does provide quite a bit of high speed power, at the low end it's not a lot of speed, and at the high end it just sucks down fuel. So I'm going to experiment with the gear ratios and see if I can get a low end for the takeoff and then a high end high speed without sucking down so much fuel.
Yeah, if you can figure that stuff out, let me know.
Yeah, that's my next experiment. I basically started with your base and I changed the hull first. It flows really well. I suggest if you can on yours, get rid of areas that aren't necessary to touch the water, and then and to counter that, you add keel, which you could add weight to that keel. I might actually do that. That'll keep it from tipping.
I actually don't have that issue.
Well, in big waves you might. I don't know. I'm not
that
sure.
I don't know. I haven't been hit with one yet.
Yeah, I took this sucker out.
It's pretty fucking solid as far as like riding in the waves. I haven't had any issues with it.
I took this sucker out and was getting like 20-foot jumps.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Well, I mean, in the big waves. So it took care of all that. It held up. I'm gonna add weight to mine right now, actually, because I like that idea. It's so cool, actually, the system. I was just showing my brother. Alright, so there's my weights. Might as well do that one. Okay.
Confusion is the movement that is doing my head in. Am I insane? It's been so long, the time is stalled, and I'm in your head. I'm about to lose myself. And I don't know what to say, and I don't know what to do. I didn't plan on thinking about you. You're messing with my brain, and I know I just wanna walk away, but you're making me stay. So just tell me what you want. Tell me what you need. Tell me what you want. I don't wanna be stuck in this dream. Oh, I guess this is what you like. For me to hardly put up a fight, knowing it just ain't right for you to
I want to use more glass on. I want to use more glass on here, but the glass is super heavy.
And I don't know what to say, I don't know what to do. I didn't plan on thinking about you. You're messing with my brain, and I know I just wanna walk away, but you're making me stay. So just tell me what you want. Tell me what you need. Tell me what you want, 'cause I don't wanna be stuck in this dream. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you need. Whoa. Tell me what you want, 'cause I don't wanna be stuck in this dream.
Let's see, 3 tall, 3 wide. Actually, the glass is lighter than the box. I guess my design was just heavy.
kind of like the way yours looks a little bit, so I'm gonna kind of squinch mine in a little bit like that.
You just think about how much is touching the water. So look at the water line, the center of mass, and try to prevent as much surface area from touching the water as possible. And that will reduce drag. Looks good. Nice. I call this the ship design Reigns 1X.
That's not even mine anymore, man. That's completely yours.
Well, it was based off of. I'd like to do that custom fuel tank next. Maybe I'll move the engines first. This is so much to try to study though with the gear ratios. I feel like I have to actually map this out on a whiteboard.
You can do it in your head.
Because I'm going, how do I set up a clutch system that I can change from the top here? Ideally, I wanted to set up an automatic transmission, but then I'd have to program the logic, which I'm sure you can. But holy crap. Did you install any torque measure on this original engine?
Nope.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Because if I want real numbers, I have to get that torque measurement down. Do switches need power? I don't remember.
Yes.
Cool. I just put on some searchlights on the front because those little tiny lights I had were not doing anything. So I'm watching yours right now. Can you show me I think there's 3 components to make your own custom fuel tank, right?
Yeah, it's pretty easy. You just make a box.
Yeah.
You put one of those drains in it, and you just run a pipe to it, and then you put the fuel tank. That's literally it.
Okay, cool.
Now there's not going to be a way to measure it until you unlock that one part.
Right. That's fine though. But it just can fill the capacity. Wait, you mean can't measure the amount of fuel in there?
No.
Oh. Well, that is... then I guess it will remain off of this design. Because it's supposed to be a starter ship design.
Yeah, it's the one part that is not... that I can't do anything about, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's not a starter part. But everything else is. Oh, fuck you.
Okay. I'm saving, and then I'm going to gut out all of the engine. Oh my god. Oh my god. Now, those generators coming off of the engine, you have 3 on each, or 4 on each, or whatever? Did you determine that because of necessity, or those were just a matter of just you put it together? So you may not need all of those generators.
No, probably not.
Okay.
So you're still using my engine and everything I set up?
Oh yeah.
And everything?
Yeah, all I did was work on the hull. I detailed that hull out till it was working perfectly. I had another question about your... I don't know. We'd have to investigate this, but the hot and cold vents are right next to each other. Are they... One is... Do you know if one's intake and one's out, or are they both out?
One's intake, one's out.
Because I don't know if they've modeled the aerodynamics, because if they have, your cold air is breathing in your hot air.
Yeah, I have no idea, but we haven't had any issues, so...
Right.
Just put it out and put it in.
I'm just going, it might be an efficiency issue. Just some thoughts, since you're ahead of me on this. Did you try one motor and found it just wasn't powerful enough?
Yep, I totally did. I
Okay.
actually did this one with one engine originally, and I did everything I possibly could to make that work, and it just.
Okay.
So, even though I tried to save fucking gas by cutting down on the engine,
That's what I was kind of thinking too.
it was a no-go.
Let it ride out.
Sadly, I really can't change this too much. I was only able to indent it a little bit.
Yeah. Well, it just you'll see as you go along where it. What I did was go to third person and looked underneath and watch where the water was hitting. It took quite a few trials.
Well, we'll just make yours the most.
Yeah.
Yours will be the speedboats. Mine will be the.
I am focusing on speed for sure.
I was actually undo this because that's horrible.
Engine air. Coolant. Oh, so there's engine air. There's fuel. So what I'm doing is trying to set up, instead of having the engine split like in your original design, I'm trying to set them up inline down the center of the hole. That way it's I'll just better balance hopefully. Also, I'm going to try to create a intake chamber so that it requires less piping on the out. Let's see, small engine coolant. Coolant out. Oh, so we need coolant out, exhaust, fuel, air, power. So that's power out. Does that make sense? I think so. And I'll route the exhaust. That's easy. Yeah, I'll route the exhaust out. That's easy. Fluid. I think one of these is supposed to be hot. That's in. That's out. So this has got to be cold, and this has got to be hot. Yeah. Okay. And then this is fuel, that's obvious. And that's air, that's obvious. So what I would do is I'll route, I think multiple air chambers are good when it comes to air. But when it comes to exhaust as well. But maybe I can route the power through the same. Coolant out. I want to hover over, I can't read everything. That's cold, that's hot, and this is cold. So if I like to have the cold, coolant and cold for the cold system. For the coolant cold flow, that just needs air, right? Like you did a straight to a vent?
What?
Like
No.
Oh.
You need that needs to go in water.
Oh, so it sucks up cold water?
Yep.
And then puts it out. Oh, interesting. Okay. Did you learn that the hard way?
No, it's just what everybody says you're supposed to do.
Oh, okay. What I wanted out the side? Why not? All right, let's take the easiest route for the coolant. Let's route it out the side. Coolant. Let's do a elbow pipe angle. Okay. We'll do the coolant first. Okay. And then let's delete this. Yep. And we will do a angle. Actually, I think I'm one away from the bottom anyway. So what I could do is I put an angle this way, put an angle down, like that. And then I delete this one. I guess I should have done it first. I didn't think about that because I'm a genius. Crap. Alright, let's do that first. Yeah. Let's do the angled pipe. Actually, what I can do is put my vent in now. Where's my vent? There we go, fluid port. Now I guess this isn't very interesting content for my streamers. Yeah, and one here. Like so. Let's attach a pipe. Like so. Like so. So there's the coolant out. Now the heat out. Doesn't seem to matter either. So we'll do the same thing. I mean, why not? Seems good. Put one here. Oh, that's why that doesn't work that way.
That's a little bit better of a shape. What do you think?
And let me take a look. Oh yeah, that's immediately, yeah. That's gonna make a difference.
Figure out. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to redo a lot of this now.
Well, maybe.
Nah, I will, because I'll have it hanging outside the ship. Because
oh. Well, you know, Just tack on. Just maybe it's not so smooth down there. It's more about the lead edge usually.
I mean, I don't mind redoing it. Doesn't bother me.
I'm getting to the obsessive point where I want my vents to point a certain direction. Like, why? It's not necessary, but I'm taking the time to do it.
Way beyond, yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. I've been doing that the whole fucking time.
So that one goes into the ship, cold into the ship. There. Okay, now let's put those pipes on. Good. Now, fluid, fuel, exhaust, air. So air. Well, air. I wonder if cold air makes a difference on the air intake for the engine.
No idea.
I wonder if it makes a difference if they're feeding off the same air. Oh my god, so many possibilities. Oh, my music stopped.
Storm. It's driving me nuts.
I love the storms now. They're so cool.
No, I mean like the sound of lightning is driving me nuts.
Oh. So on a real engine, a shorter exhaust reduces your torque but increases your horsepower. I wonder what the things are on here.
I'm gonna go on a limb and say it's not that advanced.
That'd be so cool. Maybe one day it will be.
Clean looking as it used to be, but
Fuel.
redo that because I got rid of them. This thing is missing now is the fuel storage and oh, and the chair now. Rain, is it you?
That's me. I have a new
You got a new what?
a new headset. It sounds all fun.
It sounds weird. Why is everybody getting new headsets?
Because Logitech decided to stop making everyone's old headset. Dicks.
There's like a feedback. I can hear myself.
That's an option now on my headset as a button, so I think a lot of them are doing that. Alright, it's dinner time, folks. I shall be back.
Ah, I see. Yeah. Okay, I don't know. I was just getting used to it.
Rain, check out the boat I made.
Alright, babe. I'll be there in just a moment. This is super enjoyable to be setting up a fuel system collector. It's so lame. I love it though. That's like every good engine design I've ever wanted to do myself.
How'd you figure out to do this?
Lots and lots and lots and lots of trial and error. Alright, so this should be the starter boat now.
See it lightning?
Yeah, it's fucking getting on my nerves.
Crackling lightning.
Called-
Is it in the game or is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What? Did I not?
It shouldn't be this enjoyable to set up an intake manifold. It really shouldn't. But it is.
Friday night.
You ain't kidding. Oh no. It doesn't reach.
Oh no.
It'll reach. It'll reach.
Oh,
There
man.
it goes.
There it goes.
Alright, I'm gonna go get dinner. I'll see you guys later.
Alrighty, sir.
Oh no! I accidentally saved over the functional one. Oh, son of a bitch.
That's not good.
Well, now I better finish this engine build or else I won't be able to play.
Guess who doesn't get to have dinner tonight?
Son of a bitch. So easy. Alright, later.
Oh no, Rain. It's not that.
Oh, dude, I had this. This is not the original design. I started a new game and I